operationals as well. They are stars that are in charge of like CEOs, for example. People who are involved in the frontline negotiations are part of this star. Okay, a very fierce type of star, like Matt Whitman from eBay, this star. Okay, Martha Stewart, this star. Okay, but it's not good for women because marriage is bad. Who want to marry a woman that looks like a warrior? You're marrying Zina, you know. So not exactly the best type of star. So there are certain type of stars here that basically doesn't have good marriages, but there are ways to overcome it. If a woman has hurting officer star, also have the problem. Her favorite hobby is to scold the husband. Okay. Every time it's scold husband. So basically, in order to have a good marriage, you have to marry a soto. Okay. So that one, then you can tolerate you. So there are two stars not good for marriage, but very good in career. So normally when we see ladies with this sort of chart, we'll tell them, you know what, become rich and have a toy boy. You know, you can really have this career first, marriage second. Okay, or you don't work wrong, marry a rich guy. Because normally with these two stars, they look pretty. But you gotta see this chart early. You see this age 16, by 25 you marry a rich man. Okay, also can. So indirect wealth are the businessman stars. Okay, most of these people from young already thinking about starting their own business. Already have lots of business ideas. Okay, this is the type of star. Raising capital is Rockwell. Okay, venture cap, Rockwell. Now, ideas are easy. Okay, executing, implementing the ideas is the hard part. So what you need to do is basically, if you have an idea, you're going to find the executors, which are 7 killings. And you're going to find the Rockwell, which is the people who obtain the capital to start the business. When these three combine together, your business will work. Okay? And the last one, direct officer. Direct officer is a star, it's like a diplomat. Basically, administrative, general management. These are the best sort of people. You want someone who manage your money. You want good doctors, for example. These are the best star. The proper, professional, conventional way of becoming wealthy is this star. Okay? Now, basically, there are 10 paths to become truly wealthy. Okay? Most of the time, 90% of the time, or 95% of the time, most people study, get a job, save money, and invest whatever they have. Okay, don't you think this is normal path? Don't you think this is what you're telling your children as well? Okay, work, get a job, save, and possibly start investing. Okay, but the paths to great wealth, basically, if you look at the Fortune 500 richest people, those are the visionaries. They create a business. Okay, and the business basically generates enormous wealth for them. In order to do that, there are 3 specific stars you need to see whether you have in your chart or not. Did you guys print your chart out? Yeah? You print your chart out? Good. So you see whether you have indirect wealth, whether you have a 7 killing star, and whether you have raw wealth in the chart or not. Somewhere. Okay? A combination. Now, you have a percentage in your chart that is printed out for you. If the percentage is very high in the top 3, this chart here, most likely multi-millionaire. Okay? If don't have, make sure you marry one. If not, make sure your business partner has one. Combine the stars together this way. Okay? It's basically finding the right people. Now, does it mean that the other stars won't become wealthy? No, they have their path as well. You just make sure you remember the 4 things I told you. Number 1, you got to understand your character. Is your character at the more positive side or negative side? You need to find out. Because maybe you are your greatest enemy. Because you are giving yourself lots of shit. So what happens? You have big problems. Okay? For example, laziness is a big problem. Some people are just freaking lazy. They don't want to do anything. Okay? Some people cannot take action. The whole life they're thinking and thinking and thinking, but they just cannot do anything. That is a thinking problem. It's not a skill problem. They have the skills, they just cannot commit. You know why they can't commit? Because they're busy looking for an easier way to do something. Okay? This is the big problem. So if you are not consciously doing something good, you're unconsciously doing something bad. Just remember that. Okay? So from your chart, you're able to find out what sort of character flaws that you may have that is causing this problem. Okay? So you want to be consciously doing something good. Remember, otherwise you'll be unconsciously doing something bad. Alright? So from the chart, you got to discover those character traits that you already have. And these 10 gods, you got to have at least about 7 or at least 6 or 7 of these in your chart, you know. So you got to find out how are they affecting you. Why? Because each pillar in the chart from year, month, day and hour affects the outcome of your life. Okay? If it is the year pillar, give me the party chart and show them. So this is a very long story. I'll just give you a summary of what is in the book, right? The year pillar tells you your, now in the old style reading, it tells you your grandparents. But who's interested in the grandparents, right? We want to be interested in your social network. Okay? I'm not talking about Facebook. I'm talking about your actual social network. It's who you know. Okay? It determines your pedigree. Because if you know the right type of people, it enables you to have the right connections to climb faster in life. Okay? For example, if you work in a large organization, but you're buddies with the boss, tell me, do you not get better chances than someone who doesn't even know the big boss? Out of 1,000 employees, you know you're best friends with the boss? This pillar here tells you whether you have the opportunity or not. If you don't have, then it tells you how to get it. Don't you think it's important? Now, you know how, doesn't guarantee you will do it, you know. Because remember, there's one problem, it's called lazy and cannot commit. Okay? Some people know what to do, but they don't do what they know. This is the big problem, right? A lot of people will know what to do, but they don't do it. But this chart at least tells you what it is. Okay? I didn't say it was easy. I said it's the least resistance path. At least you must know what it is. Okay? For example, you know, oh, this star here is a Rockwell star. Rockwell star basically is a star of starting a business, running a business. Okay? So it's an entrepreneurial idea star. The best path of least resistance to do that. If you go work for somebody, it might not work. It's not suitable for you. Okay? So you know the path. So the second pillar tells you the most important thing, which is the quality of life. Now, in the old days, quality of life comes from your parents. If you come from good family, your quality of life is good. But today, quality of life greatly is come about as a result of what you do in life. Okay, if you have a good job or you have a good career, your quality of life automatically is good. Don't you think so? You've got a good career. Think about it. 70% of your life is spent doing what? Working. Okay. Now, some people 70% sleeping, all right. But let's hope that you're not one of them. Because it is, then no need to sleep party. Guarantee no good. Okay. So your chart here, this pillar here explains 70% of what you do in life. So if you have good stars here, or if you know the stars here, you would then know what sort of field you should be entering, what sort of job you should be doing, what is your best role that you should be playing in order to achieve the best outcome. Okay? Now, your day pillar tells you another very important aspect. It tells you about your home life, your relationship life. If you have a crappy star here, you will have a crappy husband or a crappy wife. Okay? If you have a star here, for example, like eating God, for example, you're going to marry a fat person. That's crappy. Okay? I mean, you go home, you see a hippo sleeping next to you. You know? If you look at a hurting officer, wow, you marry a very beautiful one. Whose fault is it? Your fault, because you got chart like that. Okay? So, this tells you whether your marriage is happy or not, you know. So, how do you fix that? In case you have not very good relationship start. Because most of the time we are not looking at what is fated. We're looking at what you can have in the chart and what alternatives. Because if you discover that the spouse is no good, there could be two reasons. Number one, you are a bad influence. And number two, you don't know how to influence that person positively. Don't you think so? You marry somebody, you also have a responsibility to actually help that person become better. You cannot just say, oh, who is good for you, right? I know a lot of times people come to us for readings, they will say what? A, B, C, who should I choose to become husband, or who should I choose to become the wife? They should say like that one, as if they can choose. Like then I say, I can choose the best for you, but I don't guarantee that person will like you, no. Don't you think so? Okay? So, you must think about it. What do you have to offer other people? What value do you have? Think about it. If someone marries you, are you going to make that person happy? As well as that person make you happy? Is that a mutual thing? Because you only go to someone that only can make you happy, but you have no value to that person. The moment he finds another person, what happens? Change law. Okay? Because you're what? You are no longer valuable. Okay? It's very, very important to find out that this is one way that from party you can fix bad relationships. Is to find out what can put you in a constant and never-ending value to that other person, so that he or she wants you more every day. Okay? Otherwise you become valueless. Alright, people always say, you know, I don't want to be used by other people. That's why. You don't want to be used, then you are useless, you know. You think about it, if you are useless, surely that person must dump you, Would you marry someone that's useless? Alright, you won't. So you gotta be useful. So find out from your spouse pillar. It can tell you that. Okay? And of course, your hour pillar. In the hour pillar, it talks about children. But nowadays, not interested in talking about children. Children got children's star, ma. You look at your children's party chart, you can see it. So the children palace talks about your legacy. Okay? Meaning, your goals, your dreams, what are you going to leave behind after you're gone? Do people remember you? They don't remember you for being such a nice mom or nice person, okay? They remember you for your contribution. So what is it that you contribute? Okay, did you make the world a better place, or basically you screw it up while you're here? Okay, so this pillar tells you what you are capable of contributing. This is extremely important. So it also talks about happiness. Alright, we don't talk about wealthy is this part. Happiness is here. So you may not be wealthy, but you can be very happy, or you can be both. Okay, so find out what you can do to become happy, and most of the time you will discover that is what you can contribute that makes you the happiest, because you will feel significant, you can make the world a better place, or you can make your family feel better as a result. This is where it tells you. The stars in this column tells you that. So the idea behind the power of X, X meaning 10, is to find out where these 10 stars are residing, how they affect these aspects in your life. Okay, and find out what you can do, what are your options, because all you want to do is make better choices. You can only make better choices when you have better options. Okay, so then and only then you can make change. Okay, and all change starts with awareness. If you're not aware of what you have, you cannot change. You know what to change, right? Right now. So once you are aware, then you can change. This is the whole step behind the concept of the power of X. Now what happens here is, in this book here, this is the third book of the series. I plan to write a couple more, and in fact, the fourth book would be released by the end of the year. In fact, I've already written the fourth book while I was writing this. The problem is it gets thicker and thicker, a lot of information, because I believe that this is the only series that is actually properly written on Pa Zi. And it covers both traditional view and modern view of the subject. You know, traditional view is a very fatalistic view. If you see a crappy chart, you're dead, okay? But in the modern view, meaning the way I write it here is I give you options. If you have, unfortunately, a crappy chart, then what to do to make it less crappy, okay? Or, you know, what you can do to make things better. This is very important, because if something is not good, don't do it, lah. You know, do something that you're good, man. Then you enjoy a life that's much better. So this chapter is basically written in a way that there are 10 stars. I group them in groups of 5, and I explain to you each one with their attributes, how you see it, where they appear, and what does it mean. Okay, and then how do you do it? There's a worksheet that you just have to follow to fill in the blanks, and you will basically find out a lot about a person, about yourself. Okay, so this book tells you how to achieve to that level. Okay, and in case you have not already got it, the first book introduces you to the concept of Pa Zi, traditional and modern view. Okay, it means the 4 pillars, and what does it mean? What does it mean by the day master and so forth. The second book talks about the relationship between the palaces and the stars, such as clashes, combinations, and all that. And with this, after this, we add on the colors to all the details. That's the third book. Okay, this is what it's all about. Okay, so I hope that you guys would enjoy it as much as I've enjoyed writing it. So thank you very much.